X, and I just want to point out a few things while doing a bit of gameplay on Sword Art Online Lost Song. I'm just going to point out that just messed up completely there, but obviously this is a broadcast. I never actually do these, but I thought I'd give it a go today. I tried one earlier just as a little test, and it seems pretty straightforward how to do all this, so I thought I'd just do another one and do this one a bit more focused on actually talking about Sword Art. And oh, I've not finished the quest there. There you go. Sorry, from the last one I was just doing there. So I'm just gonna do the abandoned tunnel search quest while I'm talking about Sword Art, because I want to point out this little situation I'm having with people that like the series and don't like it. So first off, the series, in my opinion, is very well done. I mean, obviously the storyline was I'd say shortened massively compared to the light novel and stuff like that. And I'm not sure why they did that. I mean, it might have just been to shorten down the series, like to a few episodes, rather than like going in detail with all the characters and so on, which is kind of a shame. I mean, I wanted them to go into detail with that because they did in the light novel, and sort of how Kirito became, you know, as people say, Jesus of Sword Art Online, just being overpowered as hell. And I was just wondering why people hate the series. I mean, there's so many good things about it. Even though the storyline wasn't the best one in the world, it still made sense. Even though we had loads of time skips and stuff like that, and it was concerning me that people would be hating the series so much, and they'd say loads of horrible things about it, like it's the worst series ever, because it really isn't. And I just want to express that point across there, that it isn't the worst series ever, because they do a lot of good things that obviously these guys neglect to appreciate about the series. For example, soundtrack. On this series, the soundtrack is magnificent. Like, I've never seen anything as good as this. Well, I have seen some really good ones, but these ones are just flawless. They're brilliant. Like, the OST for the series are great, and because you could sit there for hours and just listen to the soundtracks of this series and just be enjoying the hell out of it. Just in general, like, there's just loads of different kind of sounds that really make the series what it is, as being amazing. And then we can talk about graphics as well. Graphics in the series are fantastic. Like, they do the animation so well. Like, everything's, you know, in detail, and it really just brings out the series' look. And also the art, I love the art style as well. I mean, it's just so well done. A lot of the visual, like, and sounds of this series are really well done. So that's my opinion on that. And obviously, yeah, because that's what people seem to get down on about the storyline. Just in general, the storyline seems to be just brought it down. I suppose people just hate it because of that. They think it's very bad just because of the storyline being so, I don't know, I guess shortened compared to like other series, which I don't understand why. I mean, there are some aspects of the series which logically wouldn't make sense if you think about them in like logical terms for like the series. Like, it's, for example, like why do everyone hate the beta testers? I mean, technically they haven't done anything wrong, but everyone blames them for so many players dying when it wasn't actually their fault. Because I'm sure it was like 800 players out of the 1,000 beta testers that actually died in the series at the end. So technically, the amount of beta testers that died kind of indicates that it wasn't actually, you know, they had no, you know, effect on people dying. It was more just, it was a death game. You die and that's it. It's not anyone else's fault, really. And I just felt like obviously that logic didn't make any sense. Everyone blamed the beta testers for that, but you can get past that because everything else in the series is well done. And when you say romance in that series, people instantly get really annoyed at it because they think it's a really badly done thing, and that they didn't spend enough time developing that like romance between like Kirito and Asuna. Like, they say it was way too short. It's like, it wasn't. It was quite a few years. I mean, time skips in the anime indicate that it was a few years before Asuna and Kirito sort of went together. So when people say, oh, it was like a few episodes long, like, oh, it's too short or whatever, like they fell in love too quick, it wasn't very good. The fact is they didn't. They actually had quite a few years before they actually admitted it. I mean, Asuna, yeah, she already liked him originally anyway, but it's sort of people just hating on the series because of this. So the time skips, what they should have done is, in my opinion, they should have done what they're going to do with Angel Beats, which I've heard is going to be a thing where they're going to redo the series but extend it out, so they're going to develop characters more, make the series longer obviously, with developing characters and adding more content. And I think that would be a good idea for them to do that with SAO, because if they did that for like the time skips that were missed out, and maybe even added some of the mangas that were in there, like for example like the progression manga and stuff like that, so if they actually put that into the series, it's like just, you know, filling in the gaps, I'd say, for the series, because obviously a time skip in the second episode, a month by a month, is, I don't know, it doesn't, people don't find that a very smart thing to do, and honestly I don't either. Like, they could have easily put more into the series at that point to sort of talk about that. So I think people hate the series for their main reasons, mainly because the storyline didn't seem very well developed and quite poorly done, even though in the, like, you know, the light novel it was very well done. So that was just the, you know, when they made the anime, this is just the anime we're talking about here. So obviously I'm going to give them credit there, they're kind of right about not liking it, but it has a lot to give to the audience in terms of just like content really, so like just sound, graphics and stuff like that. So I think they did well enough to sort of, you know, we understood what was going on in the anime, we knew the storyline and how it was working, even though we had loads of time skips and sort of things missed out, we still knew what was going on. So they didn't mess it up, it's just people who just, it's just the community tend to just be like this with a lot of series, which is kind of sad to be honest, but it's just how things go, unfortunately. And yeah, the series in general, it's not even bad at all. Like they can't really go in depth with characters. I was speaking to my friend about this a few days ago about this, talking about how they couldn't really go in depth with characters because in the gaming world you don't really give information out like that to people. I'm sure occasionally we did it with Kirito and his sister and Asuna as well, but that was because that was kind of needed, and since they were in the real world after the SAO incident, we wanted to have a bit more detail about them, so we did that. And same with Sinon. Like, Sinon's whole game experience was affected by her real life, so we have to know about that. So the fact that they didn't go into detail with other characters can't be the worst thing ever, because there is a reason for that. They have to do it like that, because you can't give up information out like that online. No, not everyone does that. It's sort of a thing that you don't tend to do. You know, you kind of keep that information to yourself, and they didn't really need that all the time anyway for character development. I mean, if you had separate series, like, you know, side series for it, or side stories I should say, going over all the characters and their backstories, I mean, that would be great. Like, I'd love to see something like that, because I want to know other things about the characters, like Silica, Elizabeth, you know, I want to know a load more about them. But having that in the main series might not have worked. How they did it was fine. I find that was okay. They did okay with that. So honestly, they should have keeping it as it is now. The series is fine, because the SAO, the first arc of that Ironclad, I'd say that was, even though it was shortened, it was sort of just there to help the next season with GGO, because that GGO needed the first season to work, but that one didn't really miss out much in terms of content. It just made Kirito look extremely overpowered. And also got you prepared for season 3 it's going to be coming out, like, excited for that. And I feel bad because with the series, people hate on it because of the small things that are part of it, but they don't mention anything about the sound and all them other things that I've said are good about the series. They don't mention anything about that when they're having, you know, their little rants about the series, and it makes me laugh. It's like, why exactly would you do this? You know, why would you talk so badly about a series over one little thing where you got all of these cool aspects about it which work? I mean, even the idea of something like Sword Art being like an actual virtual reality that you could go to, that on its own is a smart idea. Like, it's quite well done. Obviously, I just remembered one of the other logics that were part of the series is that when Kirito was explaining how the headsets work, like the nerve gear, how like they use microwave waves and stuff like that. Like, you know how it's a very dangerous sort of thing to the player using them. Like, they could fry your brainwaves and stuff like that. And then someone said, why didn't anyone sort of check up on this before the game came out, or even when it was in beta testing? Because, to be honest, that makes sense. Like, the whole system with the nerve gear, being able to, you know, fry your brain cells, or brain waves or so on, I don't know what you will call it, it's kind of a scary aspect, really, because no one sort of picked up on that from the start, which brings to the point of why that logic there, why would it be like that? But I'm not complaining, because you don't really feel that when you're watching it. If you like the series, then you won't think this way. You'll sort of be like, okay, who cares, like, this series is pretty damn good anyway, like, that logic isn't important, so to speak. And just trying to remember where I was on that last section there. And yeah, the hating on the series, like saying anyone who likes SEO is an idiot, like they should not like it. But the thing is, there's worse anime out there, hell loads worse. And if we're just talking about the anime in general, it's still quite well done. And I want to point this one out because you know, a certain YouTuber did this. It's a long story, but to be short, they mentioned how the series was emotionally manipulating, which, when my friend told me about that, I had to go and watch that video myself and watch it, and I was actually laughing because that's the whole point of a series, really. You're supposed to be emotionally in depth with the series and want to carry on watching it. You want to be invested in the story, or even just the characters in general. Just the whole series wants you to be invested into it, so it's going to hit you on an emotional scale to make you want to carry on watching. So when they said it's emotionally manipulating, it made me laugh, because what isn't? Really, every series has to do it to make it so then people want to watch. If it's got no emotion in there, you don't want to watch it because the characters are boring and so on. So honestly, I think it's fine that way, like with the emotion that they put into it, it makes you want to watch it, because I enjoyed it to an extent where I rewatched the series, because the emotion that was put into it was enjoyable for me to watch. Like, I could sit there and feel invested in the characters. That was what the series did and how it worked. So when they said it was emotionally manipulating, it didn't work. Like, that whole comment there just logically didn't make any sense. So they were saying that they hate the series, the storyline, but they didn't say anything about, like, you know, how the actual graphics looked, how the series presented itself pretty much. And that kind of saddened me, the fact that they only hate the series because of the story and that's it. And it's not even a bad story either. I mean, it does make sense, even though we have a load of time skips. So the fact that people hate over the series, and it's more the community rather than the series actually that's bad, because they make it sound like such a horrible series sometimes. You have one side of the community which are extremely in love with that series, which honestly, even for me, that's like ridiculous. Like, you need to calm down yourself. Hey, calm down. It's just a series, okay? Everyone like a lot of people liked it, but seriously, you need to calm yourself. It's not the best series in the world. It's just your favourite, in your opinion. because that's a biased opinion, so it can't be the best series ever. It's just your opinion. So yeah, and then you have the other side of the community which absolutely hate the series because of stuff like that, about overhyping it and stuff, which is such a shame, because the series is very well done. I could sit here for hours and talk about loads of things that I love about it, and express so much feeling about how much I love that series. People that know me well enough will know that I love that series to a point where it's in my top series. And honestly, like, I love watching the series, drawing the series, playing the games with it as well, as you can clearly see. So when people like say stuff bad about it, obviously I'm not going to be too offended because it's their opinion, and everyone's allowed their own opinion. But when they say things like people should go die because they watch the series, or you're stupid for liking it, it's kind of gone over the top at that point, where it's just, you don't say things like that about it, because you don't go, like, some people do that for every series. There's always some people are going to hate a specific series, it's just how it is. But when they say all these horrible little comments about it, it's sad. It's bringing the series down, and when people overhype it, people start disliking it because people overhype it. And then, you have these massive feuds with the community and stuff like that. And right now, I am obviously with people who love the series, but I'm glad to hear other people's opinions. Although most of the time it's just storyline related, so really it's just, a simple, straightforward thing. And you could just, you can get over that. You can get over that. You watch the series, you can get over the fact that they missed out on a lot of things, a lot of plot holes and stuff. They didn't do that with the second season. Like, that sort of had it all in there. Especially with the last arc on that series. If you haven't watched it, you need to go and watch it. Seriously, that is highly recommended by me. With Yuki's arc, I swear it's called Mother's Rosario for the sword skill she uses, but I'm not gonna hold it up like that. I'm just gonna call it that for now. The way they did that was so in depth and very moving that it actually, like, you want to cry after watching it, because they did it so well. And when people say the series is bad because of storyline, you go watch that and then tell me the storyline's bad, because it was so well done. Like, they obviously didn't miss anything out for that. And honestly, if they did that for the first arc of Sword Art with the Aincrad arc, then the whole series wouldn't get so much crap said to it. Really, it would still be known as a very good series by a lot of people, and people will stop hating on it. So, in my overall opinion, the series is brilliant. If you haven't gone and watched it, it's a good idea to try it, even if you've heard a lot of bad things about it. It's always good to try it and see what you think, have your own opinion on it, and sort of, I'd say, judge it only on all of the aspects and not just simple ones like storyline, because people do that and it causes arguments and so on. And you honestly want to find out if you like the series or not. Oh, it's that way. You want your own opinion on the whole series, not just one section, because that's not what a series is. A series is all of these little things: characters, storyline, actual design, stuff like that. You want to be able to judge it on all of them aspects. So when people judge it on just storyline, they're kind of stupid for doing that in the first place. They should think about the rest of the series, because I'm sure, and I'm betting this right now, that if someone was to watch that series and judge it on not just its storyline but everything else, if they hated it because of the storyline, I'm sure they would deny their own opinion on it then, because they will end up liking it, because there's nothing else much wrong with it other than the storyline. So it makes me laugh when if someone was to think like that after watching the series once and saying they hated the storyline, if they go and watch it again, they'll probably deny their own opinion on their series and think, oh, I still dislike it even though it was so well done and stuff like that. So they'll probably have a different view on the series, which hopefully people go out and do that, and they have a change of mind, for for most people's sake, really, because it's not just the series that gets bad input from it, it's people that hear from these people and hear, oh, it's a really bad series, I'm not going to go and watch it now. So, yeah, I say if you want to go out and watch it, I recommend it highly. And I guess that's it for my rant on people watching the series and also the series in general, just talk about my opinion and stuff, because my opinion, I obviously it's biased, and I love the series to a big lump of awesomeness. And I mean, who could not watch that series and not fall in love with like Yui and stuff like that? It's little Yui, for God's sake. You gotta go and like fan this series for Yui's sake. We all need that one character who is the lolly of the century and extremely overpowered as well. God, Gina on that series, she's the strongest character. Her versus Yuki, that's a fight right there. Or her versus Kirito, although I'm not sure that would work. Having Yui fight is not, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel like it works. But, God, thinking that now is so bizarre. Seriously, but they got so many aspects of the whole idea of the series well. I guess I'll go through all of the points that I like about it, because why not? You know, I've got some time left. So, storyline obviously was skipped out a bit, even though I still felt it was a nicely done one with some of the elements of it. Someone mentioned about it being just like a lot of it not being main storyline, it's just like a load of filler, which I guess I can understand, but what exactly can you get from that? If you played Hollow Fragment's storyline, you can understand why they couldn't put it all in there, like every single floor, every single boss room, stuff like that. They can't do that because it does get repetitive over time, so them shortening it down like that, it does actually work, because trust me, play Hollow Fragment and then realise you have to replay the whole campaign because you've missed pieces out, then you'll understand why, you know, the series shortens it down so much and goes sort of straight into the like later on parts of it. Character design, I love. The animations are great for the series. Music, I've already explained how I love that music so much. Just sit for hours listening to it. And it's just sort of that kind of thing. I am excited for the season 3, I can't wait for that. I've heard things about Death Gun from season 2 coming back, so I'm excited for that too. And they're adding emotional manipulation, guys, to the little to the series, to the season 3. Like, the emotional manipulations go in there. Got to hashtag my I'm gonna put Kiryu in here for that. So shout out to Kiryu for for pretty much telling me about that, because I wouldn't have never known about this this amazing quote about any series. So next time you're watching the series, and preferably I'm going to use Fairy Tail for this example. Next time you're watching the series, just watch Lucy Heartfilia's assets, if you know what I mean, and say that that's not emotionally manipulated on you. Both male and female can both say the same thing for that. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna finish this boss fight and then be done with it. Oh, well, I need to quickly go into my items. Get rid of. Oh no, I'm okay. Let's beat this boss. Finish up with the broadcast. I mean, I've never done a broadcast before, so this is my first time doing it. Obviously, unfortunately I didn't have anyone watching it, but because it's on YouTube, you can go back and watch it, I'm sure. So hopefully you'll, you know, take thought into what I've said about the series in general, and this is definitely better than my review I did on it. I mean, that was sort of like a test anyway, because I was kind of new to the sort of reviewing thing. So if you have watched my review video on my channel, then you understand that was just me going through the whole series and just taking tiny bits out. So I didn't do very well with that one. But this one, it really went into detail of all of the sort of things that, you know, were bugging me about it, and other people, I'm sure. So hopefully you got like a different opinion on not just Sword Art, I suppose, but other series as well. Like, you just don't judge it on just its storyline sort of. look at it from all aspects of, you know, where it comes from, like how it's been made. Every series is made differently, so it's gonna have different opinions coming off it. So hopefully when you watch Sword Art Online, you'll take in all of the aspects of the series and actually have, because that gives you a valid opinion then. Because if you just base it on storyline, then you're not going to have a valid opinion, and people are obviously going to argue with you, debating at it's the best series ever so far, which obviously I'm not going to say it's the best ever, because it isn't the best ever. It's just in my top anime. I mean, I could say at the moment it's between Your Lie in April and Kishi no Calvary. If you've never seen either of them, highly recommended by me. Yeah, Your Lie in April's emotionally manipulating to everyone that watches it, and that's what I say about a well done or well thought of storyline that was put into the anime, which Sword Art had, but it's just not in the anime, it's just in the light novel. Alright, so let's finish off this enemy and see what I get. I hopefully can get a Dark Repulsor from this again, or one with better stats than what I've got, because right, starters weak. That's 16 if you find a target. Right, sweet. Alright, so did I get anything? No, I didn't get anything. Okay, cool. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this this little broadcast that I've done now. If you want any more, please give us a comment down below, or give it a like to just let us know if you liked it or not. And I could do more series, there's more series to do out there that I could try out, or more games to go and do this with. So hopefully you do go on to enjoy this video. Please give it a like if you did, and I'll see you all for the next one. See ya. Gotta remember to do the old-fashioned quit on the thing here. So thank you guys for watching, and bye.